Hey everybody, I'm John Granado, and that is Josh Jordan. You can hear us on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. You can also see Josh's work at sportsmaphouston.com. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet, so you get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. The interesting presser by the Houston Texans. We saw a different side of Nick Caserio. He really seemed humbled. He talked about his own failures. It was very interesting. I think he got a dressing down, if you want to know the truth, from Cal McNairs about the way he does business, about the way he doesn't listen to anybody else. And he seemed like he said that he is going to be more communicative. Josina Anderson tweeted that there was still some uncertainty regarding the Texans front office. What do you think of Cal if he lets Caserio go now?
I think you better have a plan in place if you're going to get rid of Nick, whether you go down the Corn Ferry route or however, and you actually listen to the results of that. If you do that again, it would certainly get some of the Patriots stink off the organization. I'm sure a lot of fans would like to see that. And I don't think the Texans would be taking so much criticism for firing back-to-back African-American coaches. If you hold the GM as accountable as you hold those coaches accountable, then I think that would work in their favor. But you got to have a plan. You know, who's going to be doing the interviewing of these coaches if Nick's gone? You don't want Cal asking football questions to these guys. That's not going to make things better.
No. The racial aspect of this thing, I know it's such a racially charged time, but was there anybody saying, hey, white coaches can't go to San Francisco anymore because they just fired Jim Tomsula and Chip Kelly in back-to-back years after 1 year on the job? So it's about performance. It's about I totally don't believe they hired two black coaches. I don't believe there's a racial component in the firings, and so I really do wish that narrative would stop. And now, you also have a chance to wipe the slate clean. Remember, Corn Ferry didn't even have Caserio on the radar, right? And then they went and did that Easterby, did an end around, got Cal to go there was talking in Cal's ear, and Cal turned to stone. Oh no, that's Lord of the Rings. Never mind. It would be a chance for him to get rid of and wipe the slate clean. Do you think maybe that he should do that in this instance?
I'm just concerned I want the coach that comes in here to want this job. And if there's no GM in place, and that's something they have to worry about, that if they take the job and then a GM gets hired later, is that somebody they're going to want to work with? I don't want more uncertainty. I want good coaches, to want to come in here and take this job. So whatever provides that coach with the most stability and comfort, I'm cool with. If Nick said that, hey, if the coach comes here and I'm the reason they don't want this job, then I'm willing to own that. What does that mean? Maybe give up some of that personnel control that he has? Would it mean stepping away if that top coach doesn't want to work with Nick? I don't know. But you're right about one thing. The Texans, they don't ever just clean house. Every year there is a remaining person from the other regime, whether it's a GM person or a coach or Jack Easterby that was here to bring in Nick. They never feel comfortable cleaning the slate. And I wonder if that's just like a McNairs thing where they don't want to get rid of everybody at the same time. They want one football person, their whoopee, that they're comfortable with to help them hire the next person.
Well, at the very least, there's a couple of things working for the Texans here. One is that there's not that many jobs open, right? We know that. And secondly, this list at least looks like a list should look, as opposed to bringing in Hines Ward, as opposed to bringing in hiring David Culley, as opposed to Josh McCown. We're actually looking at real candidates this time, which is so fun. It was so different for this organization. So at least it looks a little bit better. And I really do believe, the way the Patriots go about it is different. I mean, it's a dictatorship over there, and that's where Caserio learned. And Caserio when he first got here, was not communicative with his scouts or anybody else. He was going to do things his way, like Bill Belichick does things his way in New England. And I think what I heard the other day in that press conference was that he is a changed man, that he sees the failings that he has had, and he is going to at least let more people into the circle.
I certainly hope so. Part of my concern is that this cycle continues, and what I mean by that is they hire a coach here, and then the season goes poorly again. Maybe it wasn't a great hire. Maybe it's just because it was only one season. and then you're firing Nick. Then we're blaming Nick for this.
Right.
And then you go into the next year, and then that coach and Cal are looking for a GM. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe that GM comes in, and then the coach still isn't performing well. And then you're looking at replacing a coach. I almost wonder if you just got everybody out of there all at one time and started fresh, if you could break that cycle and start anew.
My biggest concern is Cal said he's going to be a bigger part of the process, and I don't want Cal in on any decisions that are important in my life. And this decision is important in my life, so I don't want that.
I get it, John, but he's been in all those interviews. Cal has. He may not say anything, but he sat through all of them.